All right, welcome to the podcast, everybody. I'm Cosmic Heayman. I know it's been a while. I'm very glad to be back. I'm glad to have you guys here on the podcast listening to me. And today I have a pretty good subject. So today I wanted to talk about how I've become very ambitious. Um, Definitely at the start of 2021, I think more than I ever have been in my entire life. And I'm thankful for that change in me, to become ambitious. And I really started noticing it. Shout out to my good friend Josh, if he listens to this. He's one of my best friends, one of the greatest people you can ever meet. And we work out a lot. And lately we've been hitting the gym hard, 2 hours, 1 hour and a half. And I've just noticed that like I've become very ambitious in and outside of like working out or, you know, with relationships, with work, things like that. I've become just very ambitious to want to get things done and want to go chase after my own subjective success. And I'm just glad to just grow in such a way where I can be ambitious and like actually just know that I am because I'm putting in the work to be ambitious rather than just feeling it. And I've definitely been blessed to have the people around me to continue to push me. I've been growing myself as well, self-improving, um, trying to just be a high value person and take care of myself. And I don't know, this ambition's such a great thing to have. Once you see something and your sights are set on it, you should be ambitious. You should stop at nothing, you know, and achieve that goal that you have. And I feel like just this year, man, so much has changed and like so much great things have happened because I didn't know I was ambitious until I really started just working on myself physically. That's where I noticed it first. So it was through physically working out. I started noticing like I'm hungry for more success in terms of gaining more weight, packing muscle, doing more reps. And I'm like, I love this. I feel very ambitious to do this. I want to do this more often. And I feel just the strongest urge just want to continue doing it. And then I started noticing it outside of working out and going to the gym with my friend. I started noticing it with like just friendships, with relationships, with the people around me. You know, I talk about our success more and like what we're striving for this year, for the short term, the midterm, and then like, the long term. And I feel like I've gained this new insight on like everything I want to do, moving forward. Especially throughout 2021, there's a lot of goals I want to hit. There's a lot of things that I will achieve, and I'm just excited because I have this new fuel, you know, and this new confidence, this new just change in me, a very good change. And when I talk about confidence, I don't feel like I'm any pride or I'm not trying to boast or anything. I feel just confident in myself. I used to be a very low self-esteem person. I've had a very bad lack of confidence, I would say, throughout my entire life up until my young adulthood that I'm in now. I feel like I'm like the best version of myself. I'm the most confident I've ever been, the most ambitious. So that it all came through growing. And I never want to make my confidence become pride, become arrogant. That stuff is extremely dangerous. That's why I'd rather be confident in a healthy way. I never want to compare myself to anybody around me or anybody ever. I'd rather compare myself against myself because that's where it matters the most. So when I think about who I used to be and who I am now, we're one and the same person, me and my past self. But it's the change that I've been working on, the habits I've been trying to fix, you know, the mindsets I've been trying to work on, the pain, the suffering, the guilt, all that I've been working on changing. And I just feel more than ever, just that urge just want to tackle all this. Like there's a certain point in life where like, well, I'll start with this. I believe that change is an option. It's something that we can force upon anybody else or ourselves. It's like either the people around us want to change, or ourselves we want to change, or we don't. And I hit that point early in my life, and thank God for that. That I hit a point in my life where it's like, how much bullshit can you really like take, from yourself? Like I forgave people in my past. Um, I might still have some like anger, some sadness towards certain things in the past from people, but when it comes to myself, it's like I got tired of my own habits, my mindset, my actions that were holding me back as a person. And I would say about I started noticing that I should change around the age of 16. That's where the journey started. But I wouldn't say it was effective in terms of applying the change instead of knowing about it and having the knowledge until I was 19. So until I was 19, I just noticed, there's certain things in my life I got to change if I want to be all that I can be, if I want to achieve all that I can achieve, and then from there on out, helping others. Because for you to help others, you have to start with yourself. You got to start with your inner person. So I've noticed that I need to do a lot of change, and I'm glad that at a young age I was blessed enough to see that and to undergo that journey to change myself. And for me, it was a choice. I chose to change, and it's not easy. I'm still changing. I think everybody I know will say I'm a great person. I'm very kind, very talkative. I'm funny, all that, and that's great. But like when I'm by myself, I know there's a lot of things I got to work on, so that's what I've been tackling, and fighting my own inner demons and my own doubt or guilt, shame, whatever it might be. And so ever since I was 19, I've been just changing. I'm just going on that journey. The journey's tough. It's unrelenting. It's uncomfortable, but I'm glad that I chose to do that. Because change is an extremely important thing that I think people should talk about more because no one's perfect. No one can ever be perfect. But you deserve it to yourself and the people around you to be all that you can be, you know? Because people want to see you succeed, the people that care about you the most. Even yourself, you owe yourself more than all that negative stuff you tell yourself or all these doubts that you have. We all have them. I have them. They're not as loud as they used to be in my head. I used to have like this low self-esteem, like, oh, I'm not good enough to make this friend or to talk to this girl, or I'm not good enough for this and that, you know. And that's not a healthy way to talk to yourself and to move forward as a person. I know a lot of people go through that with low confidence, low self-esteem, and maybe they go through stuff in life that causes them to do that or speak to themselves like that. Maybe they have bad parents or a bad community. So I think it's important for me to make this podcast not only to see my own progression as a person, but to get other people ambitious to change too. Um, my success, my journey to my own subjective success, my own future better version of myself. It's not only just for me, it's for the people around me. I owe it to myself, I owe it to my parents, my group of friends, my friends outside my main group, like anybody here on any platform that knows me to continue to strive forward, and be all that I can be and to help others do it. Because I feel like that's one of my life purposes is to help people, serve others. And I definitely want that to be a reflection of my life, especially moving forward. And I just feel very ambitious to just do stuff like that, to help people, to continue to help myself and like to love myself, love others. And for the longest time, I've had like I don't know, like in my teens, I, I was like, I was an okay person. A lot of people like me. I was a very likable person, but like to myself, I knew that I had all these issues, all this negativity, this like cloud around me, like this black mist. And I always felt like I was holding myself back from like ever achieving anything. It's like I would see the light and I'd turn away, or like I'd see something that I want to achieve, but when it gets too hard, I would turn away because, oh, if I go that way towards my goals, well, over there's pain and suffering to achieve those goals. Obviously, there's good things too. But like I didn't want to be uncomfortable, and I didn't have the ambition to, you know, try better at school. Like I graduated high school. Granted, I could have done way better. I'm gonna say that right now. But like I liked a lot of ambition to do stuff in life, whether it was a workout, work on my physical, work on my spiritual, you know, even my mental. I was very lackluster in that area in life. And it's good to look back at it. I'm glad that I can look back at it. I don't feel any type of guilt or shame towards that. I see it I count that as experience that I'm able at such a young age, and anybody can do this at any age, to look back at my past and notice like, well, this is where I tripped, this is where I succeeded, this is where I fell, this is how I picked myself up. And that helps me a lot moving forward, and it's more fuel for my ambition is to do more and more, you know. And I feel I'm not unstoppable, you know. Any man or woman can be stopped, but I feel like once you know who you are, you know what your purpose is in life, you know why you're here on Earth, why you exist. I feel like no one can take that away from you. And in terms of that, you are unstoppable. Like they can kill the physical, but they can't kill what you stand for and who you are, your essence, you know. And I stand by that, and that's why I feel like that makes us all just stronger people. And I hope that that can help someone out there and give them more value to themselves, you know, and make you feel like you're more valuable not only to yourself but to the community around you, to your social group, whatever it is that you have, your coworkers, the world, you know, that you are valued, and it's just good to know that. And what that comes, once you know that you're valued and you're changing and all that, you gotta have ambition, motivation to do more, to push yourself, and to achieve the small goals, whether it be the short term, the midterm, or the long term. You gotta keep having that ambition because that's gonna drive you to places you never thought were possible. Like this year, or I'll start with last year. So, last year wasn't the year anybody expected, and nothing went as planned for any of us, I don't think. And yeah, we could sit here and complain about what didn't work, what did, but or not complain about the good, but about the bad. And one thing I did last year was I spent an entire year figuring out, you know, who was Larry, you know, like who am I? Um, Not on the physical, but like who am I? Who's the essence of what makes me me? And I spent an entire year just working on myself in terms of figuring out like I've never talked to myself, you know? I mean, we do in our heads, and what I mean by that is like I never talked to myself and tried to better understand myself because I was so busy with the world or I was so busy with, you know, just different things in my teens where that wasn't even like an idea. Like, who am I, you know? Like I always like I know who I am, like you know, but what I mean like on a deeper level. And I spent an entire year last year, you know, as crazy as it is, I had 20/20 vision. Like I saw myself. I took an entire year to understand myself, and then, you know, I don't know. I feel like I found myself. I really have. And going into 2021, I told myself, now since I know myself, I know who I truly am at my core of my being. I told myself, 2021 is going to be the year of action and progress. And what I mean by action and progress is action to take steps to continue to further my life and the people around me and continue to knock out goals and then the progress of changing as a person. And what that, you know, it planted that seed of ambition, you know. And as small as it is, it's definitely growing. And it's all part of the process, you know. I've gone through a lot of stuff in life, we all have, and I feel like there's certain things that'll happen to get you to a point where you're more, you know, ambitious and you find out who you are, you know, that stuff is very important. And this it's an awesome thing because I don't really hear too many people talk about it. I was never really taught any of this. I never really heard any of it, you know. This is just me talking from experience of just living for 20 years, you know. And my birthday's coming up next Saturday, April 24th. So like I'm about to be 21, you know. Like I've lived 2 decades, like, you know, that's a lot of life. And I'm just excited to live more, you know, keep pushing myself, like physically, mentally, spiritually, and just being all that I can be and inspire others around me, you know, or just whatever I am, I just want to inspire and help because that's the end goal, you know. Like, yeah, I have some own selfish things I want to do with my success, you know, feel like a nice place, you know, maybe one nice car or whatever. But for the most part, you know, well, for the most part, it's like I want to help people, you know, I want to help people in any type of way I can, whether that's with my time, which is one of the most valuable things on the face of the, you know, it's not even the face of the planet, but in the universe. I want to help people with my money. I want to give to charities, or I want to give to food banks that can give that to people who need food, like canned goods. Like there's so much I want to do that I'm passionate about, that I'm ambitious about, and I just can't wait to, like, I'm living some of it, but I can't wait to have that as a lifestyle, where I can have the time to do all that stuff and I can live it and just know that no one can take that away from me. You can't take this ambition away. You know, I worked too hard for this. Like the only way any of this goes away, anything that I've ever worked for in life, is if I pass away, and even then I'll inspire others to carry on, or if I give up, which isn't an option, you know. And I don't know, I'm just very excited for the rest of this year. I feel like I've made like a lot of good progress in terms of just, like I said, the physical, spiritual, and mental, you know. And I'm glad I can share it with you guys, and I hope it inspires you guys to have conversations with your friends or your family, your coworkers, whoever they might be, and to instill that in yourself. It's a very important trait to have. And with that said, I don't know, I've been very thankful lately, that at a young age I can have like that wisdom, have the knowledge and wisdom to comprehend this and apply it to my life instead of knowing it how I did for so many years. Like I knew about all this stuff in my teens, my mid to late teens, but the application part was missing. And we'll probably make a podcast about that for sure. That actually sounds pretty cool. Uh, call it like application of change or something like that. But yeah, so I never applied it all. Now that I have, and I'm slowly, applying the things that I've learned, whether it be through books or through self-improvement articles or channels that I've watched or read, it's just cool to start to see the sprinkles of it paying off brilliantly. And it's cool because I've started to see the ambition in my friends. I've it's like a sprinkle effect. Like we're all planting that seed in each other. Like one person talks about it or shows it, has that action and like it inspires everybody around them, whether they know it or not. Just because they're with that person that is ambitious, they start to become ambitious themselves, and someone else sees it, and like it's like a domino effect. So I'm very proud of my friends, proud of the people around me that are here that they, especially I guess like we're all 2019. Like it's just cool to start to see them become that way too. I'm very thankful that I have them around. I'm thankful that I have a pretty good team. I have an amazing team of people. I'm happy that they got my back and I got theirs, and I'm just happy to see the change that we've all been going through. We've all matured a lot. Like, yeah, we all have a lot of growing to do. We're all extremely young, and we have like a lot of time. And with that, I'm just grateful. I'm just grateful that I can even sit here and make a podcast about all this, about ambition, that I could sit here and talk to you all. And I don't know, just share some knowledge, just share some personal experience, and just inspire, man. Like, there's nothing better than this. And I'm just very blessed to be in a position to do so. And I hope that, you guys in the comments just let me know what you guys think of this podcast. Like, what do you think of this topic? How are you becoming more ambitious, or do you need help becoming ambitious? Like, just in the comments, just let me know if you guys have any questions, concerns, or anything about this topic. And I'm definitely down to talk. I'm very passionate about this, so you guys let me know. I'll wrap this up. I know you guys are busy. There's a lot that everybody's been taking care of on that grind, so thanks for listening to me. I definitely appreciate it. I'm sorry there's been a lack of content. I'm back on the grind, and yeah, thank you for supporting and thank you for your patience, and I appreciate it. And I hope you guys stay safe and stay blessed. I will see you guys in the next podcast. Cosmic out.